And I've worked closely with children who have been medically fragile. I've worked in medical social work. I've done policy work for children who are facing these particular vulnerabilities. I've also been trained in mandated reporting. And I have experience working with court involved families who are dealing directly with CPS or hospitals and medical neglect teams that review cases just like Rashawn Jr.'s. And it does not take an expert in medicine to see that he has disabling conditions. And now, with what's currently going on, I think it's important for people to understand what exactly is the cause of his mother evading accountability on all levels at this point. If we're really going to take a look at what medical neglect really is, it really comes down to basically you as a parent or caregiver not really having the intent to provide necessary medical care that is going to result in three different things that make it medical neglect. One result is it's resulting in harm. Number two is there's a risk of harm. And three, it's worsening a condition that was already there. It's worsening the child's condition. That's three ways that the law says medical neglect can be recurring and why it is considered that when you don't get medical treatment and it is a result in those three areas. So what does that actually look like? That could look like a parent or caregiver failing to seek medical care when a child is visibly ill or injured. We've seen that advice when your child really needs treatment. That could be delaying treatment. Um, and when I say delaying treatment, in a way that a reasonable caregiver or parent would pursue. You're refusing treatment when you know it's necessary to prevent serious harm or death. When you're withholding medication or therapies that could really help your child's condition and heal them. Or it's like failing to follow up when there's known medical conditions that need following up. And so now let's look at how child welfare laws stand throughout the whole entire United States on a national level. Because across all of the states, there's a principal law when it comes to medical neglect. And that is parents' rights are not absolute. Parents' rights don't trump everything. Children, minors, babies, have independent rights to medical care and treatment. It is a right. It doesn't matter if you're a mom, that you know what's best for your child. They have a right to medical treatment. And that is from the Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act, CAPTA, that was passed in 1963. The state has the authority through this law to intervene because of the best interest of the child that's involved. If a child is being harmed for medical neglect or being placed at serious risk, the state has grounds to do what they need to do to intervene. The same thing applies to the laws in Maryland. And we're looking at family law codes, looking at how they look at things, right? And we're going to dig a little bit deeper because one thing I want to point out is that the primary caregiver of Krishan Jr. right now is stating that they believe that their religious faith and prayer will heal Krishan Jr. And I think that is great that there's a foundation of faith to take care of things. However, for those who are familiar with the Bible, it also says you have to come halfway. You have to put in work, right? You have to put in work. You have to make sure you're doing everything possible as a caregiver for your child when they are in need of medical treatment, and while also relying on your faith and your religious foundation. In the state of Maryland, it is considered medical neglect when there's a failure to seek medical treatment that places your child at a risk of harm, when there's a failure to follow up on medically necessary care, when there's a failure to provide adequate health care for a serious health condition, it is against the law. Even furthermore, when it comes to your religious faith, Maryland courts have ruled that religious belief does not excuse medical neglect. CPS can still file a CINA, which is a child in need of assistance. They can intervene and seek the medical treatment themselves. And courts can literally order that medical treatment over what the parent thinks, over their rights, because these things can be life or death. I have offered solutions in my previous videos regarding Krishan Jr., and I'm going to say it again here. I hope that Krishan can get to a place where she's able to receive help and be open to people helping her son. This is not about her. This is about Krishan Jr. It was revealed and allegedly confirmed that he did not have reconstructive surgery after he had his hernia removed. And right now, he's deformed in a very sensitive area, and it's preventing him from urinating properly, risking him having to maybe use a catheter for the rest of his life. There's a lot of conditions this child is facing, and he's nonverbal and cannot say, I'm in pain. He cannot say, I am uncomfortable. He cannot say, that hurts. He cannot say, I need help. That is why many of us are advocating for his safety and well-being. Krishan can do the right thing. She can hand her baby over temporarily to her family, people who love him and want to see him do well. I know her older sisters do, and we need to lay off them as well because they're trying the best they can, but they're also risking their own children with child welfare involvement. With this being such a severe case of medical neglect, I don't know how she can avoid CPS at this point, even though it's still ideal for Krishan Jr. to not go into the system. There are services here. You as a family can figure this out. Have him stay in Baltimore, no more traveling. Have him have a permanent address, temporary guardianship. Krishan, go do your boxing. Go on baddies. Do whatever you got to do. Give temporary legal guardianship to your sisters and your family. Let him start his therapies. Let him get the help he needs. And you can still do your thing. You can still do your thing. People do this all the time. It's okay if you're not able to parent. It's okay to ask for help. It is okay. Let him go if you love him. Get your stuff together and come back. And you both can continue healing together. Not only that, it's good to act now. Take a chance to be ahead of the systems really getting him. We don't want that either. We don't want him snatched. You can control this still with your family being involved and y'all just doing this together. Go to probate court and get this done. Let's have conversations and figure out how you can work as a team. You have to unlearn the things in your mind that are preventing you from getting care for your son. Two things can happen at once. You can believe God can heal your child, and you can also seek him medical treatment. It doesn't have to be one way or the other. I'm a licensed therapist. That is called cognitive distortion, when you have all or nothing thinking. You think it's either this or nothing, this or nothing. Things can happen at once. You can still hold on to your faith while seeking medical treatment. God gave people skills and talents. There's doctors who are Christians. There are medical professionals who actively believe in Jesus and God. Reframe your thinking around how you are treating your son and how he needs to get help. How much longer are we going to watch him deteriorate on a public platform on a daily or weekly basis? He's going to be 2.5. As he gets older, it's harder to mask what's going on with him. He can't sit still forever. He wants to move. He wants to walk. He wants to talk. I am offering myself as assistance to this family with consultation, guidance, however you need to make sure this kid is okay. I'm offering that at this point. It's not about no one's feelings, it's about him.